In this video, I am really looking forward to putting this 2006 Suzuki Swift through its paces. It's a sport, and I know I'm usually about power less is more, but is this 160 brake horsepower hatchback fun to drive? Let's find out. So I'm here in beautiful rural Devon at Chop's Garage. You can check out on YouTube. I need to strongly stress that this is not a car bought for retail. He buys and sells cars. He's very honest about what he does with them, the markup he makes on them. All that is very clear in his videos. But this little Suzuki is actually something he bought for himself, straight out of the auctions. I think he paid about £1,000 for it. He then spent quite a lot of money on tyres, from the front tyres, and took it on a track day and had a marvellous time with it. Really enjoyed it. And he says, you've got to drive it. It's so much fun. So we've got some Michelins that they've been hammered. He's had some fun, all right, with those. So is the Suzuki Swift Sport a cheap hot hatch that you should check out? You can buy these in nicer condition than this one for £2,000–3,000 maybe. This one's done about 92,000 miles. It's a bit knocked about. We've got the towing eye missing, all sorts of swirls in the paint which are not standard for a Chop's Garage prepared car. But like I say, he just went racing in it. We've got keyless entry, so we can operate the locks presumably by pressing that button. That's now locked the car, and that should unlock in theory. There we go. And we're into a very sporty interior. Any interior that's got red in it must surely be sporty. So we've got these figure hugging, very firm bolstered buckety seats with side airbags going on because modern, so we don't need the key to start it. Sporty little rev counter. Goes up to 8,000 RPM. We are missing the stereo. That's gone at some point. Double din unit indicators. A fairly modern sort of an indicatory noise. But yeah, really comfortable driving position. We've got drilled pedals because sports car. There is actually somewhere to rest my clutch foot underneath the clutch pedal. It's only a 5-speed gearbox. I thought this was going to be a 6, but it is 5. Apparently quite short. Traction control off for maximum hoon. Air conditioning, climate control, that sort of thing. Nice little vents. Illumi cancel. I don't know what Illumi cancel is. That sounds fun. Very Japanese looking wiper stalk. So we've got a mist function up here, down for all the various settings. We can change the interval, and then we've got the rear wiper control on the end of that stalk, and lights and fog light over here. So that's your lights and that's your fog lights. Well, I've got the door open, so he's very upset with me. A few little buttons on the steering wheel. Nothing really to write home about. There's lots of black plastic in here. Obviously this car's rivals when new would have included things like the Mini Cooper. It's not as special as the Mini Cooper in here, but how much do I care about the interior? Not very much. It's more about what these things are like to drive. Nonetheless, we're going to be practical about this. Let's hop in the back. So follow me in then. We'll open the door. We'll pull this lever down here. Seat tilts and then can be slid forward. And then I've got to squeeze myself in, and then back can come the seat. And that's feeling quite claustrophobic back here. I've got armrest storage and a little space down there for luggage, but a tiny little window that doesn't open. Head restraints that will go up higher than this, but that one is in my back at the moment. Yeah, and not much in the way of knee room. So I'm going to say I don't like it back here, and I want to get out. Tilt. Apparently you have to use your head to get the seat out, but then you've got to try and fold yourself out. This is not practical motoring at all. So yeah, tell your friends to stay at home if you buy a Suzuki Swift Sport. Boot. There we go. Central locking playing havoc. Quite a deep boot. Not very big because it's a fairly short car. Tiny little flap here, but look, some useful things to stop stuff rolling around in the boot. So that's quite good. I quite like that. Let's have a peek at the engine. Okay, maybe we won't have a peek at an engine. There is an engine in there. It's a 16 valve 1.6 litre engine producing 160 brake horsepower. I believe it has twin cams, that seems likely. Variable valve timing as well. So it should be quite peppy, but yeah, typically you can't really see anything at all. It is keyless entry. I've got the key in my pocket and must not drive back to Wales with it. Start the engine up. There we go. We'll do a quick wiper test for reasons of vast importance. Oh, look at that. It's a lovely little performance. Good overlap here. No triangle of doom, no dribble of disappointment. I've got a mild dribble from a slightly over enthusiastic jet, but yeah, mist function up there. That's nice. And then various speeds down there as well. So it's just, oh no. I'm going to have to use my selfie stick to push the rear parcel shelf down. Thank you. Right, let's do rear wiper test then. Yeah, it's very Japanese. I can operate the washer and then the wiper separately and then both together. That is a very standard Japanese method, and that seems a decent wiping performance. Not the biggest rear wiper, typical of most modern cars. They seem to focus on things other than excellent wiper. The window's too shallow. It's very difficult to make a decent wiper for it. But let's get you set up in the mount and we will hurtle off, probably at great speed. Sounds mean and moody. Let's go. Nice chunky steering wheel. Like that quite a lot. There we go. There's Betty and Titch the dog. And we'll go and have a razz. This isn't ludicrous quick. But, you know, we're at the speed limit. I'll do the window up to try and reduce our wind noise. Now, it's quite revvy. That's doing over 3,000 revs at 60 miles an hour. Very old school hot hatchback rather. This is feeling like a lot of fun. The ride is very firm. It's quite a broken up surface here in places, but actually it's not that uncomfortable. It's a little jiggly, but it's not horrible. Yeah, what a nice little car to drive. I've always wanted to drive one of these modern Suzuki Swifts. This is the first opportunity I've had. So it's taken a while, but I'm glad I'm finally there. So yeah, it's no bother driving around like this. That is kind of the beauty of hot hatchbacks really, isn't it? But they are easy to drive in sort of everyday circumstances. What makes them so different from a proper out and out sports car. But it's still practical enough to, you know, you can even go and get some DIY, fold the rear seat down. Drive to the village. I can see the national speed limit signs. I'm ready to engage enjoyment mode. Operate the rear wiper. We've got a dribble. There we go. So completely unnecessarily, I'm going to drop to second. There's the rev limiter, just over 6,500 revs, and that's quite a nice noise, I think, for a four-cylinder engine. I noticed in contemporary reports this car was criticised for a lack of power, but I think that's enough for a road car. 160 brake horse is about equivalent to a Citroen BX16 valve, one of the most potent hot hatchbacks of the early 1990s, late 1980s. And just like that, it's far too revvy at speed. I think if we're going to briefly dabble to the wrong side of the speed limit, up to an indicated 70. Yeah, we're getting on for 3,800 revs at the motorway speed limit, but it is at least fairly smooth and not booming, so maybe it's not so bad. But James reckons he got 50 miles to the gallon in this, driving to the track following his mate who was towing a trailer. I don't think you get that much driving it around a racetrack, but yeah, what an entertaining little package. I'm told gearboxes can be an issue in these, so if you are looking to buy one, do make sure the gearbox is fully operating. Oh yeah, this is an entertaining car to drive briskly. It's got a really nice mid-range punch actually, so you don't actually have to drive the valves through the bonnet. Yeah, but I can see that people who are proper performance heads probably do find this a little under par, but I think in an actual road car where you actually want to stay to the speed limit, which I do, I'm boring like that, this is definitely enough power. Steering feels a little numb, but it's very nicely geared. So yeah, no problem steering. It feels nice and responsive without being twitchy. Yeah, it's a nice snickety little gear lever actually. Let's get some power on there. Oh yeah. Very well dealt with in terms of body roll. There just basically isn't any. Yeah, it handles in just the way a Ford AU Fairmont doesn't. yeah, that is entertaining performance, I must say. It feels a lot of fun to drive, but sadly we have caught other people, so that's the end of our enjoyment for now. So I think we'll turn around and go back. But yeah, for the money these are, sort of £2,000 to £3,000, which these days is fairly cheap. I think one of these could be an awful lot of fun. There's an awful lot of hot hatchbacks that people would go for first, and I think they would be quite wrong. Oh, by heck. Oh, yes. Yeah, this is the sort of power you don't want more power than that, because you've got caravans, camper vans, other road users. It's not ridiculously quick, but it makes all the right noises and is suitably engaging. So yeah, you can't really ask for an awful lot more. Let's try and give you a driver's eye view, sort of. Oh yes. Yeah, everything just responds right. It's really nice. The throttle response is good. The brakes, you have to give them a bit of a shove. They're not overly assisted horrors that just sort of have you headbutting the windscreen. That is, yeah, this is a very likeable car. I think you can't really go wrong for that sort of money. Oh, those gear ratios work very well together. They really do. Now I'm getting used to the clutch. But overall, what a spectacular little car, especially for the money. Like I say, this one won't be retailed because it just isn't the best example. If you're retailing a car, you really do want it to be absolutely bob on. This one isn't that. This is James' little plaything, a little bit of fun, and why not? It's a cracking bit of fun. Oh, that was definitely fun with a capital F. So there you go, the Suzuki Swift Sport, well worth checking out. Huge thanks to Chop's Garage for letting me come and drive this car. You can see him, he's playing with a Vauxhall Corsa that's just been returned. Why is it being returned? I'm sure he'll be doing a video about that. And this Golf TDI has already appeared, a TDI convertible. Yeah, because who doesn't love a diesel soft top? That's on his channel as well. So yeah, do go and check him out. And do check out the Suzuki Swifts, they're excellent. Thank you very much for watching. You can head to the Hubnut store if you wish and buy lovely merchandise. We got merchandise of my Invercar here, the Fairmont that's lurking in the background over there. We got all sorts on the store, so do check it out. Link in the description below. Otherwise, thank you very much, and I will see you in a future video. Farewell.